What's up, you guys, and today we're going to be checking out the GoPro Hero 8 Black. I've been running the Hero 7 Black all this last year, and for us FPV pilots, they're amazing tools. I didn't think GoPros could get that good. I feel like this is the kind of footage that they've been selling us for a long time in the GoPro ads. This 8 has all the cool features that the 7 does, plus some extras. So let's dive in and see what's new. So first off, I want to talk about a few of the key changes that are different from the 7 and the 8. First off, as you can see, it's a little bit bigger. Not by much, but it's definitely bigger.
That's what she said!
It's wider and taller, and the lens is bigger, and the lens is not replaceable, and this might be a deal breaker for some of you. For me, not really. I didn't really break them that much. I did ding them up a little bit. So I got a couple screen protectors on the way for this, but this glass on these lenses is supposed to be Gorilla Glass, so hopefully they won't scratch as easy. We'll see if it's actually true or not. So up until this point, if you wanted to mount this anyway, you needed to have this dumb little cage. Nobody got time for that. And now on the Hero 8, it's as simple as you fold these little guys out and you're ready to go. You don't need another cage, which I love this idea. I know some people aren't too stoked. I've even seen some people tear these out to save some weight, but who are you kidding? You're not going to save that much weight. So those are the big differences right off the bat, the things you're going to notice just by looking at them. I don't know how easy the ND filter situation is going to be. Before, you could just pull this right off and replace it with an ND filter, but now you're not going to be able to take this off, so they're gonna have to mount it some way to the front of this, so it's just gonna ultimately make it a little bit bigger and bulkier. I also want to talk about the battery door and SD card door situation. So before, you had your Hero 7 on the bottom, no problem, but you really never lost your door. You know, your door is pretty solid on there, and you had a separate door for your battery and SD card and your charger mini HDMI port. Now you just have one door, and it opens a little bit differently. It's on the side, and now you have access to your SD card, your battery, and your charging port. But the stupidest freaking thing on these cameras that I've noticed is you barely touch this, and it just pops right off. Can't believe they did this. Look at this.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
They just pop right off. But you know what? I'll deal with it because it's a badass camera. So you know what? Shame on you, GoPro. Oh yeah, there you go. Lost. So we'll see how long it takes before I lose one of these. Yeah, see, and you never had that problem with this. You never ever popped the door off. I'm sure you could pop it off if you really wanted to, but it never came off. So in the navigation in the 8 is a little bit different than the 7. Still the same way, you tap right here and you can change your settings, but rather than changing your settings individually, you now have presets, which I think are awesome. Now, I was messing around with the standard earlier, but my standard, I want to have it set to 2.7, 60 frames per second, super view, hyper smooth. Yep, and now our preset is set for 2.7 60 hyper smooth. Or if we want to go to activity mode, I have it set up for 2.7 120. 2.7 120 frames. It won't do super view in 120. And then if you really want to get super slow-mo, you come down here and you get your 1080 240. But Hypersmooth is available in all these, and if you downgrade your quality just a hair, or we can change from super view to wide, and we now unlock Hypersmooth High. On Hypersmooth 2.0, Hypersmooth 2.0 High, and then Hypersmooth 2.0 Boost. Also something new that's pretty neat are these presets on the screen. So you can set this up however you want. Right now I have it set up so you just click right here and you can change your max ISO, your shutter speed. This is super handy if you run ND filters, you can just click right there and change in between. Alright, so now we're going to compare these cameras. We have the 8, 7, 6, 5, and then this super cheap $20 knockoff SJ cam that I got off Amazon. Alright, let's dive into it and see what these things can do. Alright, here we go. So I'm shooting all you guys in 2.760 wide. Stabilization on. I have both the 8s going, one with boost and one with high. Let's do some audio tests, shall we? Alright, so this is the 8. It's supposed to have the best camera. They just did some kind of upgrade on it. Now let's go back down to the 7, which still had some pretty good audio. And then the 6, let's see how it compares. And then here's the 5, let's see what it sounds like. Alright, so now we're going to go into some footage that I've gotten over the past couple weeks using this Hero 8. It's a really cool camera, but it does have some downfalls, which I will explain here in just a second. So let's roll some footage and check it out. So first off, let's talk about how cool it is to have Hypersmooth in 2.7 120. It's my favorite setting on the camera. I've been having lots of fun with it, chasing this dirt biker around, and then I took it down to Moab and filmed some base jumpers. But I had lots of fun with it. There are some downfalls. There is certain situations where you're gonna have this weird jitter. I hope it's fixed by GoPro in the near future. I haven't seen anyone talk about it yet, but it's a big issue when you're yawing. When you have a yaw movement in the camera, it's really noticeable. But if you're going straight, you really can't even tell. But being able to slow down footage to 25% is just... oh man, look at that. Yep, love it. Throw a little bit of optical flow in there to slow down the time completely, and it's pretty clean compared to 60 frames, so I'm pretty stoked with that. So with the time warp on the GoPro Hero7, it worked great, but in order to get video and then time warp and then video again, you have to that's 3 different files. But now if you want, you can have that all in one file with the time warp 2.0, which is pretty neat. And right here, going back down the path, and then I slow down on them just by chance there. And then there's Spoonie. And you also have, again, available 1080 240, which is pretty neat. And then I've also been messing around with long exposure pictures. Here's a couple examples of some nighttime shots I got, just with my little light stick I got. And then here's a smart hoop, my girlfriend's smart hoop that we were messing around with. Pretty neat and pretty easy. If you haven't messed with that and you have a Hero 8, definitely go try some stuff. You can even just use a little flashlight. Have some fun with it. Alright you guys, thanks for watching. Hope you liked this video. Smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe for more awesome videos I do with my cool drones, GoPros, and this badass new camera I'm actually filming on. I will be introducing it in my next video, so make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. Alright, till next time, Westside out.